So Dr. Tidiane Ouattara is currently the space science expert and coordinator for the GMES. GMES actually means Global Monitoring of the Environment and Security. So for the GMES and Africa program, as the space science expert, he leads the development and implementation of the African space policy and strategy, as well as the African Outer Space Program. And as the coordinator of the GMS and Africa program, he manages and coordinates the EU-Africa program on Earth observation. So he's kind of wearing two caps at the AUC. Dr. Ouattara received his PhD and a master's degree in remote sensing and geographic information system from Sherbrooke University, Canada. He also holds a master's degree in physical geography from Université de Cocody in Abidjan. He began his career in Canada as a lecturer at Sherbrooke University. He taught not only scientific courses, but also African geopolitics and socio-cultural issues. After a brief stay with the private sector in Montreal, he started working with the federal government of Canada, where he occupied various positions. So since 2016, he has been responsible for the African Outer Space Program at the AUC. Dr. Tidiane, you have the floor, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my brother Etim. First of all, it is with a real pleasure that I'm representing the African Union Commission. Therefore, on behalf of the Commissioner for Science, Technology, Education, Science, Technology, and Innovation, and also on behalf of the Acting Director, Ambani Masheleni, we would like to congratulate first those who have created the African Leadership Institute. This is a key and great achievement. It is coming and strengthening, empowering the African space ecosystem. And ASLI, we've seen the progress made from a non-formal group to an institute which has its place in the landscape and which will sincerely and efficiently shape the African space, agenda in Africa. I would like, if you allow me, to take the opportunity to greet Dr. Adigun Ade Abiodun, who is my mentor, who made me, who brought me to Africa from Canada. And today, I would consider ASLI, or ASLI, as Etim said, as one of the legacies of this great man, Dr. Adigun. And for the African Union Commission, he is a leader, the most of the greatest leaders that have served the Commission and the community in Africa on the space matters. We are numerous. We took advantage from him, and I would say there is a time to greet him, and today is one of these times. I'd like to take the opportunity also to thank Dr. Val for all the achievement, all the great work he did for Africa. And again, this is another person, the African Union Commission, would like to recognize the effort and to congratulate today for bringing effort with Dr. Adigun to create the Institute. A team, our young brother, thank you for believing to these mentors, because we are in the same school, learning from them, learning from Adigun. And I think we are on the good track. As the director of ASLI, I think you have the right not to make the mistake, not to make mistake. And we have the right to support you, and our duty will be to be there with you. The African Union Commission considers ASLI as another ally, another key player within the continent that will allow us to push the space agenda far for the benefit of the African citizens. I will have time to talk about several specifics during the panel, but here we would like to say ASLI is coming at the appropriate time where the African Union Commission, which on behalf of the member states, is developing the governance, finalizing the governance of the continental space, outer space program. But at the same time, we are continuing creating awareness and outreach to allow decision makers to understand the benefit of space for the sustainable development of Africa. It is not a simple and easy action. It is complex. It will require several and multiple actors. ASLI is one of them. The governance, we all know that the African Space Agency will be in Cairo. Just to update, the African Space Agency will be operational soon because the structure and financial implications have been approved by the different organs of the African Union. Therefore, soon, a delegation of the African Union, led by a commission led by Professor Belrossin, who is the Commissioner for Education, Science, Technology, and Innovation, will be in Cairo to finalize and start the full and concrete implementation of the establishment and operationalization of the African Space Agency. This is an opportunity to thank ASLI, who has played a great role in engaging, mobilizing, and bringing people together. I saw my young brother, Etim, when he was reading my biography. I need to correct that one because I didn't develop the African space policy. I didn't even lead it. I came where the space policy and strategy were in place. I'm just implementing what has been developed by others as the continuation of the work. It is clear that the African Space Agency has been built also based on the work done by the pioneers. ASLI or ASLI will continue playing a good role, not only at the continental level, but at the country levels. Why? ASLI, for the African Union Commission, will be a pillar to bring all African nations that are big consumers of space products and services, but that do not have space infrastructure. And when I say space infrastructure, I'm not talking about the physical infrastructure. I'm just talking about the governance, the policy, the law, the programs, etc. ASLI will come and contribute a lot. This is what African Union Commission would like to underline today. The African Space Agenda is a huge agenda. We have 55 countries. We have to make sure that every single African country takes advantage of the space products and services. This is not easy, and our expectations vis-a-vis of ASLI is to advise from a neutral position for the interests of the Africans. And we are more than convinced, since the leaders we know that are leading the African Space Leadership Institute have been fighting for Africa for more than 60 years. This is what makes us comfortable. This is what makes us very optimistic, because without any doubt, under their leadership, their advice, their involvement, and their guidance will be more than tremendous and more than critical for the efficient development and implementation of the different programs that will be done by the African Space Agency. As said by Eti, the main role of the African Space Agency is to coordinate the continental programs with the support from the national institutions, be space agencies, be other space institutions. Secondly, we need to create a regulatory framework to allow, for example, people to do space activities with less constraints at the legal or policy level. That is very important and critical, and we all know that space matters can be very difficult at the policy and legal level. At the strategic level, as Etim said, we have to use the space, product and services to support the concrete socio-economic development of Africa. That is important, and this is what GMS in Africa is trying to do with the support with the European Commission, but it is clear that we need to mobilize the internal resources to move forward with the outer space program. That is a necessity for the sustainability of the outer space program, to depend only on African investment, with others coming as support, others coming to conduct together with us the space program. The collaboration with international partners will be important and critical, but that should be built with something Africans themselves should have put in place before. Therefore, ASLI will come with advice on how we build that. The last will be the development of critical mass, the indigenous capacity as stated in the African Space Policy and Strategy. We have to develop the critical mass of space experts in Africa. This is key for all the success of the program. And we are seeing ASLI once again coming on board for advice, strategic advice, policy advice, for the development of that skill set Africa needs. We have a huge opportunity here. 60% of the African young population is young. It is a huge opportunity to train them. I would like to thank you for giving the opportunity to African Union Commission. We, African Union Commission, will be beside ASLI for building a new era for space in Africa, what we call the new El Dorado for space economy. Thank you very much.